Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Alleged Actually podcast. Before we get into this quick little snip, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what's going on with the channel. We have 4 shows now that we will be featuring. This is Sherry's Quick Snips, where I hop on and give you guys a quick take on what I'm seeing on Bravo, what I want to comment on, what I want to chat about. So you'll be seeing those weekly, not to be matched by the Bravo Besties breakdown with me and Joey, where we do deeper dive recaps. Right now, we are doing Salt Lake City's reunion. We will have a video for you all later on this evening around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, doing part 2 of the reunion and our thoughts. And then we also have the dive with Bria and I, where we do our deep dive discussions. I know a lot of you have enjoyed those, where we'll pick a topic, a movie, a show, and just give you all the deep dive details and discussions that we enjoy doing. The next one that we are going to be bringing to you will be a deep dive on Love is Blind, right before they get ready to premiere the new season. So you won't want to miss that. And then finally, we'll have The Buzz with Bria, where she will be bringing you all the entertainment news and pop culture. So, y'all, we are doing the work over here, trying to give you the best content. We appreciate all the feedback that we get from all of you actualizers and your support. And so I just wanted to give that to you. So look for the hashtags, and we're going to let you know the schedule when we drop these shows. But those are the 4 shows we'll be bringing under the umbrella of the Alleged Actually podcast. Now, y'all, today, I had to hop on here and talk about last night's episode of Married to Medicine, okay? Before we get into just a discussion on what we just witnessed, I want to talk to you quickly about the trailer for Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, it is no secret that I thought this season fell flat a little bit. I started off recapping, which is typical. I try to bring y'all what I think is the good shows and give y'all the good detailed recaps. And then it started to fall off. And so I peeled back a little bit with always the knowledge that when there's something worthy of discussion, I'll hop on here and talk about it. So last night was the finale for Real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all, it was a hot mess with the whole strut with strays, the dog, poor babies. You know, when they did that whole smoke scene thing and the poor dogs pooped on the floor. I mean, it was funny, y'all, but I'm a dog lover. I felt for the little guys. I mean, that was crazy. But it was the end of a season that honestly, a lot of it it just fell flat. So for me, Potomac, I would give it a 6 out of 10, and that's being generous. I did enjoy Wendy being at the White House, and you know, we saw Stacey kind of come into her own a little bit and stand up to Karen and reveal some of the things that Karen said. And yes, y'all, Karen did say that. So there's that. But what I really want to talk about is the trailer for the reunion has been circulating. And y'all, as much as I thought that the reunion couldn't give anything because we already know that Karen Huger is not going to be present, though we find out that she is going to provide us a video. Y'all, in that clip, now they didn't reveal what she said, but she looks disheveled. She looks, finally, maybe we're going to see some remorse. But whatever she says, you see Wendy say, "That's not my friend." And for me, I think that she just means the state that she's in, the low point that she's in, that's not the person I think that Wendy knows and loves. That's my opinion on that clip, because people are talking about that. They're also talking about some tea we find out, y'all, on the reunion. So it is alleged that the night of the DUI, that Karen was not by herself. It is alleged that she had a companion, perhaps old Blue Eyes or a man that fled. And the kicker is, now we're not sure, was she actually behind the wheel or was he? So y'all, the reunion looks like it's shaping up to be very compelling. They let Mia have it, as they should, because all season long, she's done nothing but deliver a bunch of lies, y'all. So her nickname, Mia Be Lion, she really earned it this season. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in, and I will be providing recaps on Potomac Reunion. It looks like it's going to be good. And we're going to talk about those fashions. Y'all, Giselle got it right. Mama looked good. She did. And honey, as always, Wendy slays. And Stacey looked beautiful. Oh, y'all, let's not forget, we also find out from Happy Eddie that perhaps there is a confession from TJ that him and Stacey allegedly were not in a real relationship. But listen, y'all go back and watch when I was recapping, and I told y'all it was giving, let's get together. Let's pretend to be in a relationship for a storyline. And, Stacey has been a delightful addition to the cast. Let's get that out the way. But she's so much smarter than what we're looking at. Y'all, she's playing a role. The very stiff, the very prim, the very proper. What do you mean? Y'all, listen. This woman has been around the industry, honey. She was a host at QVC. She navigates, she's model, she's nobody's dummy. And she was providing us a nice comic relief character. So she's going to get exposed too. So y'all, I'm here for every bit of it. And honey, I will definitely be recapping that. So stay tuned for that. Also, the Real Housewife of Atlanta's trailer dropped for their new season, the Sweet 16. I am not impressed. I think the best that we're going to get, even though I am not a Kenya Moore fan, will be the footage of what happens leading up to the whole thing at her hair salon, bar, whatever you want to call it, where she does what she does to Brittany Edie, her castmate, where she reveals those compromising photos of Brittany. Other than that, I don't see where it's given a whole lot. Phaedra comes on the scene after Kenya exits. The new ladies just don't seem all that interesting to me. Shamia, I don't know. And I could be wrong. So y'all, I'm going to watch. But if that's, usually when you get the trailers, they're giving you bits and pieces of the best of the season. And y'all let me know, honey. Slide in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts were. Do you think it's going to be a good one? Do you think that they're going to redeem themselves and have a Sweet 16 season? Let me know, because I'm not feeling it. Anyway, but I will be watching. I love Atlanta. Was my absolute favorite franchise. It's painful for me to watch them just kind of plummet like this. So my hopes are high. Just based off what I saw in the trailer, y'all, I don't know. Expectations, hopes high, expectations, we'll see. Y'all let me know your thoughts. All right. So why I hopped on here was to talk about last night's episode of Married to Medicine. Whew. Y'all, what we were witnessing were two very unhealed individuals, Quad and Dr. G. Now, I've heard, I'm in a lot of fan groups. I love to discuss these shows. Not only do I come on here and talk about them, but I'm always online in groups just chatting about the shows that we all love, right? And then you get the ones that people say that Quad is jealous, and, which I highly disagree with. I think what you're seeing is someone that is still dealing with a lot of trauma and hurt from that relationship. I feel like she did not feel validated in her struggle with Dr. G. The things that she said happened in her marriage, I don't think she felt believed. And though she's clearly moved on with King is a good looking guy. They look great together. So I have a clip and I'm going to play some. I don't want to get in trouble, get copywritten or whatever, but I'm going to probably stop and play some of it and talk through a little bit about it. And I'm going to wrap it up. And the good thing about sharing quick snips are these are not designed to be really long form videos. These are going to be a little shorter, just down and quick to the point. So, all right, that's not what I wanted to share. All right, so let's get over here. All right, guys, so I have some snips, and we're going to talk about a little bit. Scanning to Dr. G's face, clearly, to set up the scene, they had a pool party, and true to form, when the couples do a couples trip, they always do some sort of game that gives them opportunity to see how well they know each other. Y'all, Dr. Heavenly was asking the questions, and you had questions about how many times that you're intimate with your partner, and Quad was laying it on thick. Now, let's be clear. It's noted that Quad had a few drinks, and she did appear to be a little tipsy, a little buzzed up there. But you could understand that was an opportunity where she just really needed to unleash that. Who I felt bad for, though, y'all, I felt bad for Sweet Tea and for King, because it just, I don't know. One of what she said was that Quad says that she chose to end the marriage, and Sweet Tea jumps in there and says he wanted the marriage to end, and Dr. Heavenly said he did not. That was her being messy. But like I said, awkward position for Sweet Tea and for King to be in. Quad was getting a lot of things off her chest, and she was really leaning in. This clip is because I want to get to Dr. G's reaction. But of course, leading up to it, she was really, laying on thick with how wonderful King is. And I'm sure he is, how God designed this man for her, how she's ready now to bust it open and have his babies. That one of the things that was a big deal between him and Quad, Dr. G and Quad, was that Dr. G wanted a baby and Quad did not want to give him one. Also, we find out in their marriage, like the last 3 years, Quad was not intimate with Dr. G. And she's talking about then how she talked about when she said that Quad said that her and King were intimate 15 times a day. And Sweet Tea and Dr. G's answer was 2 times. I think it was 2 times a week and more when they're in their fertility mode. And Quad made the comment that they needed to have more sex so they could have a Lunsford baby, and that she would be the one to throw them the biggest, grandest baby shower. Y'all, it was so much shade being thrown, but I can't imagine being at the pool party, the cringiness of it. Everybody looked like they wanted to disappear, honey. It was well, the scene goes on where Dr. G gets very, very heated with Sweet Tea about even addressing Quad at all, when I thought that was unfair. What I saw was projection at its finest. He was projecting on Sweet Tea what he couldn't do to Quad. He was angry. So much so that when they did get back to their hotel room, he ends up, his visceral reaction really had nothing too much to do with just the interaction, the fight. It was deeper than that. He just can't handle it, y'all. And, let's be clear and be fair. It's a lot. I wouldn't want to go on vacation with my ex-husband and his new woman. And I'm certain he doesn't want to go with me and my husband. But what we're witnessing here is what, and y'all can love or not, Dr. Heavenly's been talking about it. She talks about the way that Dr. G talks to Sweet Tea. We saw some of that. It was total projection. He was mad at Quad, not Sweet Tea, but he took it out on her. We see that Quad does still have some unresolved issues with him. I don't think that she wants Dr. G. I think that she's still very hurt by what happened in their marriage, by the ways that she felt that she was treated. And I don't think, again, she felt supported by the group. And, he doesn't fully acknowledge her pain or his wrong. It's not like he came to her and said, oh, Quad, I did you wrong, and I hope that you forgive me. There was never a moment like that for them. So I think that she's carrying some of that. It's not abnormal, y'all. What we watched was a raw moment. Kudos to Married to Medicine for that. I mean, then you get to see some real stuff, and it was deep. It was deep, and I wanted to hop on here and address it. Y'all, next week is when they actually get into the confrontation, honey, King, because he had told Quad to shut her mouth. I mean, he said some things to Quad that put King in a position where I'm sure he felt like he had to address him as a man. So next week, we're going to see them actually possibly get into, I don't know if we'll see the physical, almost physical altercation, but it alleged that it looks like we are. And then we find out that Dr. G calls the cops, has a restraining order, and that means then that they can all film together. Y'all, it's a lot going on. Married in Medicine has just clocked in, y'all, and I'm here for it. So I will be back next week to talk about what we see on next Sunday's episode. Y'all slide in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about Married in Medicine last night, what you think Real Housewives of Potomac, the reunion, the trailer, what do you think that's giving? And what do y'all think about Real Housewives of Atlanta? What do y'all feel like that's going to get? Are you here for it? Are you going to watch? Do you think it's going to be the Sweet 16 that we've been waiting for? Slide in the comments and let me know. As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please join me this evening when I'm back with my Bravo bestie Joey and we break down part 2 of Salt Lake City reunion. So as always, guys, have a great one. Until next time. All right, guys. Bye.